Nathan Cunningham, 3720. You asked for it, mate. Here it is. G'day, welcome back to Tamiya Dog RC. What do you reckon we start building this bad boy? Come on. Alright, so we're all ready to go. We got all our parts laid out. You can't see it from where you're standing. Got our manual ready to go. Now, the first thing we usually do with this chassis is paint the dude, because you need it in, where are we? Step 15, after you build your gearboxes and your front and rear control arms. Then you need your top chassis plate, and then it tells you to paint the dude. And in the next step, you've got to fit the head. So always find it better and more efficient or easier to just paint the dude first, put it aside, and by the time you get to step 15, everything's nice and dry and ready to go together. So we're just going to skip outside and do that real quick, and then we can come back and start on bag A, step 1. Right, you see that. Oh, mate's downstairs drying. It's only in primer at the moment, so we'll do a couple of steps and then go back down and spray some colour. So yeah, I need G4 and G3. There's old Satch. Right, so step 1. Now I should explain something real quick here. So you may or may not remember, a while ago we kind of broke into this kit and stole some parts for the Hotshot. Yes, the red Hotshot. We took out the 850 ball bearings and the GT tune motor. So the Super Hotshot is going to be a shell queen. We're not going to run it. So I'm just replacing the 850 bearings with the sintered bronze bushings that you usually get in the kit. Still using all the other ball bearings, why not? And since we need a motor very soon, we're going to skip over these steps, because the GT tune is actually a pretty motor. I do like it. So I'm going to buy another GT tune motor and install it into the car after it's built, probably. So for the time being, we're just going to build it without the motor, and we're building it with the plain bearings instead of the ball bearings. So I thought I'd just clear that up, in case you're wondering why the Hotshot 2 has bronze bushes and not ball bearing. Right, so straight up I need some grease. How are you guys liking this new camera angle? I mean, it works so much better for us because we don't have legs of a tripod in the way that we got to dance around as we're trying to build a car. I mean, you can just see one of the feet there. I keep calling it a tripod. It's actually just an old cymbal stand off my old drum kit, but it comes in handy because call it, you can sort of articulate it. Right, I'm not going to grease the gears just yet. I'm going to do that as they go into the housing. So it's calling for this gear with your thrust bearing, ball thrust bearing, and another 850. It sort of just slides in. You should be doing this, mate. You just recently built a Hotshot 2, so exactly the same gearbox. Got to keep remembering to put grease in the gearbox on the bushes. You normally wouldn't do that because it's supposed to be running bearings. Although we're not, like I said, we're not running it, so it doesn't need a whole lot of grease. But like we always say, you never know if we're going to run it or not in later years. So I always find it's best to grease it up anyway. A bit of grease on that gear. Again, I'm not going overboard with the grease. That looked like a lot, but not really. Yeah, we want our out drive with this little foam doohickey. Can I have one of the axles in the red bit? Dry shot thing. No, we can push these down in place. Might as well do both while we're here. They're just a cushion for the dog bones when your suspension is articulating. Right, so bearing in there, out drive, and a C-clip, E-ring they call it. I guess it is an E-clip, not a C-clip, because it's got that little tab in the middle, makes it look more like an E than a C. So that's that. Oh, there's B7, there we go. I almost keep forgetting to put this in. So well, I sound a little off. I think I'm actually might be getting a bit of a cold or some kind of illness. I just don't quite feel myself today. But I'm gonna try and keep things a little up vibe for you guys as much as up vibe as I get, which isn't very much. Yeah, some snot on those, and we need BA25, which is that one. You got to make sure you got the right one with the spigot facing the right way, and slide that onto there. I'm not going to grease the bevel gear because I've already greased those smaller bevel gears. Now I'm not putting the pin in just yet. Show you what we do there. So same thing on this side. Another bearing, out drive, E-clip, and our other bevel gear, our main differential gear. I think we're ready to marry the whole thing together.
You got a shaft in it then?
I know. You didn't listen to a word I just said, did you? I don't know about you guys, but this it never really goes together for me. It always feels like it's catching up on something. It has a running gearbox, yeah, it's fine. All right, mate, I'll put your bloody pin. So that's our clamshells together. No screws in it yet. It still feels, yeah, just yuck. I just don't like it. So what I'm going to do is throw a 3x12 into the top here, just loosely, just so I can make sure that's E9.
Set it on 3.
Oh, right. You're going to have your breggy, mate, so you wake up a bit. So this box gets spread apart a little bit so that we can get that E9 piece in, and this E10, which faces go down the bottom. Of course, very carefully. Pull this gearbox apart again. Try and squeeze this E10 piece in just like that. Love it when a plane comes together. I think that becomes the hinge for your battery door, maybe? I don't remember. So I need a 3x20, which is that shorter one. Shorter one, I think. That'll do. Yeah, 3x20. Yeah. And what are they calling this bit? Gearbox guard. So, once again, they're telling you to apply thread lock, and they do not supply it in the kit, which is all kinds of handy if you don't have thread lock. So Zach's just going to throw some red snot into that nut for me. Okay, I keep forgetting about this one. The hole for the screwdriver is actually too small for the standard or the larger JIS driver. So you've got to use the small one. I never understood why Tamiya did that. Now this, oh, there we go. Pretty much the same on the top, which is actually a problem because the smaller driver doesn't actually fit in the screw heads. You just got to apply that much more pressure so you don't strip out the actual head of the screw. I think we got it there. Man, that was a mission. Alright. She's all spinning in there, so can't be too bad. Now, like I said, we're skipping motor, skipping all that. We're just keeping all these parts in a bag in the box until we get another motor. Then we'll pull it off the shelf and go back into it and chuck a motor in it just so that it looks complete sitting on the shelf. Step 6, more gears. All gears. So let's just it's the same as step 1, is really just throwing bearings into gears. Not much to see here on the differential gear set. No wonder this build isn't going very smooth. I don't have my lucky grease rag. Ah, there he is. Okay, you watch, build's gonna go so much better now. Grease on them. Won't grease them just yet. A couple of housings. So we'll start with this bevel gear again. And our thrust bearing. There it is. And our, chuck this set up in first. Then our 850. There like that. Our propeller joint shaft. Propeller joint? Yeah, that's what they call them. Just putting a bit of grease on that because of that 850 bushing that I didn't grease up before I put in. Oh, I'm missing a bearing. Oops. Why didn't you guys pull me up on that? I'm supposed to be here to help. There we go, that's that set up. Out drive, chuck the bearing into it. Another E-clip, the beloved E-clips. Everybody loves these things, don't they? And another gear, bevel gear. Again, not going to grease that up because I greased up the planet gears in the differential set. The other side, let's start with this bearing for the out drive. So our other bevel gear. So I reckon we're going to get step 8 done, which will complete bag A. And I reckon that'll be it for this video. So I need a couple of shafts. I need my 30mm. Not really shafts, they're tubes, I guess. If you want to be real specific. Really should, now I'm just making a bloody mess. Really should put some grease on that bushing. I'll grease up this gear so that when this gear goes in, it gets greased up as well. Like I said, step 8 there is going to be the
Do you need the E1 that goes in between the grooves? Doesn't show it there.
not for this car, no. Because that part there is for the front sway bar on the Hotshot. And the Hotshot. So this part here is that part you're talking about here. And obviously the Super Hotshot doesn't have that set up. You can actually see where that part goes. Yeah. Answer your question? Yeah. There you go. Where was I? Think good. Right, that B7 part there, and we'll throw a bit of grease on this bevel gear. And chuck these differential gear in. Throw a bit of grease on there. So that should be it for that step 7, unless I'm forgetting something. I don't think so. So now we can pull all this together, throw some screws in. See, the front gearbox always goes together beautifully. Never have a problem with it. It's that bloody rear. Right, so stop complaining. Let's just hold it in the same direction as in the cartoon there. And let's start throwing in some screws. So again, we don't tighten up the screws completely. Not just yet anyway. We make sure that they're all in there all lined up, and nothing is amiss. And again, we got this machine screw threading into plastic. I hate that idea. So this front bumper mount, this alloy piece here, you really got to make sure that that hole is facing the correct way, and it shows you here. It gives you a couple of dotted lines. That's the cross section of that threaded hole there, and it just explains to you which way that piece has to sit. Otherwise, you get to whatever step it is further on in the book, and you find you can't bolt your bumper on because that hole's facing the wrong way. And you got to pull stuff apart again. So that's all our screws in. I'm just going to swap this. Oh, can you take that apart, please? I actually think we might be due for another new set of tools. Actually, off the top of your head, mate, roughly, how many cars have we built with this toolkit?
Probably about 30, maybe. Anywhere from 28 to 30.
It's going to be around 30, which isn't bad going. You can feel that the head of the screwdriver is just that little bit, like it doesn't have the same positive fit than they did when they were brand new. I mean, the Allen drivers are still fine, and the box drivers, everything's fine. It's just the JIS ones. They just seem to start wearing out after a while. So that is bag A completed, sans motor. We'll sort that out later on, probably next year, actually, to be honest with you. All right, so what's going to happen now is I'm going to go back downstairs and throw some colour on our little driver dude, and I'm not going to show you any of that. And the next video, we're going to come back, start on bag B, and start getting some suspension arms sorted out. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Have a great day, and see you in bag B.